This video is part 2 of a 12-part video series that I put together to help authors increase their book sales through keyword research and Amazon ads. If you want access to the full course for free, plus some really cool bonuses, go ahead and click the link in the description below. Or if you'd like to follow this series through YouTube, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when the next videos in the series come out. There are 3 tools that are free that we're going to install in Chrome. These are Chrome extensions that we're going to get to help with our keyword research. And then there's also 2 paid tools that we're going to take a look at that really just save a lot of time with the keyword research. You can do keyword research for free. There's ways of doing it. But like I said, you can save hours and hours and hours of time by having one of these paid tools as well. But let's start with the 3 free tools here. And I'm at the Chrome web store, and let's start with the AMZ suggestion expander. Okay, this is what it looks like right here. There's also one offered by Self-Publishing Titans, and either one really works just fine. I have this one. I also have one of Self-Publishing Titans research tools, and that's the second one that I'm gonna have you get. So let me just show you. All you have to do is click the blue button over here. Mine is already installed on Chrome, so this says remove from Chrome. So your blue button will say something like install on Chrome or add to Chrome, add extension. And that's what you'll click. Really easy. And then it should pop up here. So you can look at extensions, and then it should show up under your extensions here. Okay. Let's go back. The second one that I want you to get is Self-Publishing Titans keyword. I'm just going to type Self-Publishing Titans keyword. This is it here. The KDP Amazon BSR and Keyword Research SEO tool. And go ahead and download that. And then the third one that's free is DS Amazon Quick View. And this is what it looks like here. And then one more that I want you to add is going to be Helium 10. And Helium 10 is actually going to be one of our paid tools, but they do have a free account option that is compatible with this extension. So go ahead and get your Helium 10 Chrome extension as well. Now, when you pull up in your Amazon and you do a search for something, I just did a search for books for girls. And when I type that in, you can see my AMZ suggestion expander popping in, and I've got all these different suggestions that pop up that you wouldn't normally see on your Amazon. But then you hit enter, make the search, and there's a lot of information on this page. Okay, some of it is repeated because of the tools that we just installed on our Chrome. So these boxes here are very repetitive, but the information is helpful. You can pick any one of these 3 to actually look at. I'm just going to come down here. As you can see, you wouldn't normally have these on the product, okay? This one here you can see is from DS Amazon Quick View. This one I believe is from the Helium 10, and this one I think is from the AMZ or the Self-Publishing Titans. It's from one of the extensions that we just added. But this number here, number 317, that's the BSR, or the best sellers rank. A low number like this, 317, is really, really good. It means that the book is selling a lot. So they're probably making a lot of money right now. This is still selling a lot as well. Typically, you're going to see numbers that are higher than 200,000. In fact, a BSR that is under 150,000 is still really good. So anything that's really, really low like this is really good. It means they're selling a lot. Okay. And then we have the ASIN, easy access to the ASIN. We're going to need that later. And then if we come up here, this is something obviously you would normally have on your Amazon, but we're going to always want to pay attention to the number of search results as well when we're doing our keyword research. And then this right here is our Self-Publishing Titans extension. And this gives us a lot of information. It gives us a keyword score. If you hover over the little icon here, it lets you know that a keyword score of 60 and higher is generally pretty good. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. The total results, that's the search results. So that's kind of what I was showing you here, but it gives you a little bit more detail. So instead of saying over 100,000 results, we know that it's 133,998 search results. Very specific. Tells you how many are on the first page, which can be useful because if you're trying to get onto the first page, this might be useful information. People don't generally click past the first page when they're searching for something on Amazon. So it is really important when you're looking at keywords that you find keywords that won't be so high competition that it's really hard to get onto that first page, because you're going to have a really hard time finding organic sales. Organic sales, again, meaning that people are finding your book through keywords that they type into the search bar without you having to run ads to that keyword. And again, we're going to go over that later. It gives you the average bestseller rank for the page. That's also really useful information. If there's a really low average bestseller rank for the page, that means that these books are doing really well on average, okay? And that's good to know with a keyword, because it means that this keyword is selling. So people who type in the words books for girls are actually paying for these books, or they're actually, these books are selling really well. So that would be a good keyword. However, because the competition is so high, it's not as good of a keyword. 100,000 search results is huge. That's a lot of competition. So you would still have a really hard time, which is why this keyword niche score is actually a lot lower, because there's such high competition. It tells you the average number of reviews. So a high number of reviews like this, if you're just starting off with a niche or a book or a keyword here, then having a high average of reviews, that's going to be really hard to compete with. If the average is a lot lower, like 100 or 50 or even less, I mean, that would be awesome, because you can easily get 30, 40, 50 reviews and start, beating the competition. I don't like using the word beating the competition, but in this scenario, that's what we're looking at. And it gives you the low number of reviews, the high number of reviews. Some of the items on this page are sponsored, so you can see that here. And that just means that people are paying for ads to have their books show up on the first page here. If you come down here, you don't see that. So these people are actually ranking organically. That means that they're just showing up on the page without having to pay for ads. So those are the free research tools that we're going to be using. And then Helium 10, like I said, is a paid tool. This is what Helium 10 looks like if you are getting a paid version of it. You can get a free version of Helium 10, and let me kind of show you what that looks like. So this is what we're looking at with Helium 10. If you scroll down a little bit, it shows you what features are in the free account. Okay, so if you just want to try out Helium 10, then this is a good way to get started. You've got 20 uses of Black Box, which we will be using. Trendster, we're not going to use as much. X-Ray, this is the Chrome extension that we just added. So if I come over here to my Amazon page, again, up here under my extensions, this is my Helium 10 extension, and I can click on X-Ray right here, and it's going to bring up a list of all the books that are on the page that I'm currently sitting on, and it's going to give me a bunch of information kind of at a snapshot. So it tells me the ASIN, it tells me the sales. This is stuff that we're not getting on the main page. Some information that we're not getting is the number of sales, the revenue. So this one here is making over $26,000 per month. This should be the monthly revenue. Now let's come back over to the pricing. So with the free plan, you get basically a limited number of uses with each of these tools. So it's really great for starting out, for trying it out and everything. And then if you want to have more uses, then you'd use your starter plan. I actually have the platinum plan just because I don't like feeling limited to just doing a few uses, because especially when you're doing keyword research, that can be extremely stressful, because you're probably going to want to do many, and you probably will do many searches on a particular niche or a particular keyword or a particular book that you're working on before you actually find something that's going to be profitable for you. And that can take a lot of searches, a lot of research. So this is a lot less stressful for me because the tools that I need are unlimited. And so this is the plan that I have. Let's come over to the Helium 10 dashboard, and the tools that I mostly use are Black Box, and then down here, Cerebro and Magnet. And then I sometimes use Misspellinator a little bit. If you go to the listing optimization, the listing builder, then basically helps you take the keywords that you've been collecting through your keyword research and actually apply them in your description so that you can optimize your description. And I'm creating a video about that as well. We'll talk about that later. The other paid tool that I wanted to go over is called Publisher Rocket. And this is what Publisher Rocket looks like here. I actually use both Publisher Rocket and Helium 10, and the only reason why is because Publisher Rocket has something called category search that I really like. Everything else here really is taken care of with Helium 10. In fact, Helium 10 is definitely the more powerful keyword research tool, and it has a lot more options. However, Publisher Rocket has something here called category search, and I'm going to do a separate video on category search and why that's important. So those are your free and paid tools that we're going to be using. Let's jump right into the next tutorial.